What is up, everybody? Welcome back to YouTube channel. In today's video, this one's a little different, This is the first movie I'll be reviewing in 2026. That's right, guys. I unfortunately had to skip out on Project Hail Mary just because I didn't get to see it at the time. But I was lucky enough to actually get to see this one. Well, I think we should get straight into it. Now, if you don't know what Mario Galaxy is, then, you should probably do some research because I don't know how you don't know it. But anyways, let me give you a simple premise. It's basically just Mario and his friends go to the outer space to stop Bowser Jr. from basically destroying the whole universe. And man, this movie, but I can see the Rotten Tomatoes and the audience score, I got a lot to say. Alright, what I did like about the movie was definitely the visuals. The visuals, they look better than the last one because, I mean, how can you not make space look beautiful, And like the places they visited, I like the scenery. I like what I saw. Another thing I really did like was how stacked the cast was. Like we had the addition of Yoshi, Luigi, Mario, Princess Peach. He just kept on going, and that little part I kind of liked it, especially with the new additions that we got later on to the movie. Whenever Star Fox joins in, it was pretty interesting. I really liked that aspect, but I don't know where they were going with that. And I'll get to that here in a bit, but right now I'm just saying the things I really liked about the movie. Another thing I actually did like was like some character development they gave some of the characters, and also how much screen time Luigi, and also, dang, hold on, there's so much I don't like about this movie more than I like. Another thing I really did like was how much screen time Luigi was getting this time. I kind of like his dynamic with Yoshi. And then especially like I don't want to spoil. We will get to a spoiler section though, but I will let you guys know when we get there. But yeah, I like Luigi's character more in this one, and then Bowser Jr. I was liking the aspect of him and Bowser. I was also liking the aspect of Mario and Peach. Just the basic stuff. I don't want to get into it without trying to spoil it, and I don't know how to do that yet. So I'm trying to be as vague as possible, but still give what I like and what I don't. And well, let's get straight into what I don't like. Oh man, well, this is gonna be a rough one. I really let it sit down. I slept. I was gonna record this as soon as I finished, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna be biased and I'm gonna, probably give it more than what I don't really like. Cause sometimes I do that. I will record the movie reviews, and then while I'm editing, I'm like, no, I don't actually believe that anymore. Like now that some time passed, I actually don't believe in that. And that's why I was letting this marinate for a little minute. And well, one of the things I did not like was I don't know what the story was trying to tell. Cause I like Mario Galaxy. When you think of Mario Galaxy, you think of the game Mario Galaxy, and I understand they gotta bring in like this other things from different parts of the other games and all this and all that. But I don't like how much Rosalina's screen time was. I really don't. It's just like we get to see her in the beginning, something happens, and then we only see her until the end. And I wish we got to see more of her and the Lumas. Like I don't know what the Lumas were doing. Like Mario and the others were going through space. I'm surprised we didn't get to see any Lumas around. But then again, I never played the Mario Galaxy game. I did watch a few videos on it, but never played it myself. So I probably should be criticizing this more than I am. I just don't really know what I'm supposed to criticize in that area of the Lumas. Like, I don't know if they roam around the game. I know there's some aspects from Galaxy thrown in this movie, but I don't know if it was enough to call it Galaxy, though. I'm a little like, I don't know about Rosalina's origin. I'm like, really? That's what they went for. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not gonna hate on it. I'm just, is this really where they wanted to take things? That's just the way I thought of it. Mind you, I'm not really like a huge fan of Mario. I only play like the first original 3 and 4s, and then I played some of the 3D, and that's about it. I haven't touched that game in minutes. I know Odyssey and I know Wonder and I know like Mario Kart. I play that too, but that's as far as my knowledge really goes. I mean, no, I know a lot of things. Another thing I didn't really like was how they kinda removed some of the character development in a way. I don't want to say whose, but there's this character that has like this sort of character development. He's going through it, and then at the end of the like sort of the third act of the movie, he kind of switches it up, and it's like, oh well, there goes the character development. I mean, yeah, he's always been like that. So I don't know why we went and tried to give him a character development just to turn him back. And that was for a lot of the movie too. Like the pacing on that movie, it kind of felt rushed, and I was like, okay, this scene happened, but what was the point of it? What was really the point of that scene happening if it didn't impact the story? That's what I was more confused about. Like, I know it's a kids movie, but I'm still gonna go watch it, so I'm still gonna criticize it. Quick intermission. Sorry guys, but we are so close to
500
subscribers, and I really want to be able to reach it. So I thought if we can get to 1,000 subscribers, I will shave my head. That's right, guys. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you guys subscribe. Anyways, back to the video. But yeah, I was very like, it was definitely over the place. Some characters I feel like they could have had more screen time. Some I feel like they kind of butchered them. But I did like the designs. I definitely gotta say the designs for some of the characters, they looked fire, and I'm glad we got to see new power-ups that I didn't even know that were in the game. Like, especially for the third act, I didn't know he could do that. That's all I'm gonna say. I didn't know that was one of those. But the cameos in this, I gotta say, it definitely felt like there was gonna be a Smash Bros. Movie after this one. Some of the cameos, I mean, I'm not really like a Nintendo fan, and that's because of all the stuff they do. They're very greedy, so I don't really tap into Nintendo like that. But what I was able to pick up on, I was like, oh shoot, I know them from one game. Oh, I know the one from Smash Bros. Oh wait, that's another one. Like, it was cool. I also like Star Fox. Star Fox was definitely one of those characters that's like, I don't like. I wanted him to be like the MVP, not the MVP as in like, oh, he's the main character. No, I'm like, oh, this one's like a pretty cool character. I know we're only gonna get a few screen time with him, but he's pretty cool. Like, I wonder what Usopp was for One Piece whenever before they butchered his character. I liked Usopp a lot because he was like this, like he was just like a side character, not really, but like a side main character. He was cool, like for what it was. Whenever he actually get to show off, like in Water 7 and Dressrosa, I was happy. But that's what Star Fox. I wanted it to be here. It was like that. I was like, nah, this dude is so cool. But that's like about it. It didn't go too much in, and especially with the credit scene. I will get to that whenever I get to the spoiler section again. I'll really be giving my thoughts on everything. But it's just a Vogue review. Things they could probably fix is definitely try to actually put the story back together, because that's one of the things I really did like the first one about, is that you could tell it was a story. He wasn't just moving from scene to scene. But if I had to choose between this one or that one, I think I would still choose one, but this one was also entertaining. Like, I like one, but I like this one slightly better because of the visuals and because it kind of leaned in more into the games. Like, there was definitely like sections where it felt like Mario Odyssey. Whenever you'd be like on the wall, you'd see 2D versions of them. It looked pretty cool, and like especially the scenes where like they would actually go through the levels, it was pretty cool. So yeah, for the third one, I definitely try to fix that. I definitely want to give them more character development. Just lean on to more Mario stuff. Like, you don't necessarily need to have all these other characters just because they're Nintendo, but do you really need to have them in there? Also, I don't really know who the boss is, but that last credit scene, I'm very excited. So would I recommend this movie? That's what it comes down to. Would I recommend this movie? I definitely think, I would recommend it. If you got kids, go watch it. If you go alone, if you're a Mario fan, sure. If you're not really a Mario fan and you don't really care, but you just want to go see the movie because everybody talks about it, I think, you know what, give it a try. I can't tell you that that'll be good or bad, but for me, I feel like you would come out with more negatives than positives. All right, time to get to the real spoilers. I really wanted to talk about it. Let's get, I'm gonna give you guys a few seconds. If you guys haven't watched the movie, you can leave. It's over. The review, I recommend it, and the movie's all right. Without further ado, we're going straight into the spoilers. All right, guys. So whoever's staying and watched this part of the section of the video, you were warned. So, but if you watched it and you're waiting for my opinion, well, get ready. So this movie, man, like I said earlier, Rosalina's screen time, how the movies were moving scene to scene, and how he felt rushed, especially with Bowser. Like, I was very surprised what they were going for, like at the ending. I liked it because they were, doing what they did in the first game. It was the fight in the bridge. That was probably one of my favorite things that happened in that movie. That one, and when Mario and Princess Peach are going through the Bowser world, and like the levels in the fire, you know, that was cool too. Also, I was very surprised that Nintendo is actually leaning into like the romance side, because usually we don't see that. Like, it was been a minute since we saw that, and that's what I was really surprised. I'm like, whoa, is Nintendo really gonna do that, or is Nintendo gonna give Mario and Peach a Peter Parker and MJ thing going on? You know, as you guys know, in Marvel, they don't let them get together, but they're always around each other. And that's how it is in the games, and you know, in Mario. Usually Peach and Mario aren't a thing, but they're always around. But that was one of the things I was more surprised about. I was like, oh, I guess they're gonna lean into it, you know. Hopefully they go fully with it. Hopefully, you know, hopefully. And then like the post credit scene with the Daisy. That one, I'm excited because Luigi, we need a third movie for Luigi, yeah. Luigi has been an MVP. You know, we've been seeing more of him, and I've been liking more of him every single time we see him more. So if they do make a third movie, I don't know if I would be as excited as I thought I'd be for this one. Like, when I saw the first trailer the first time, I was very excited for this one. But now, if I see a third one, I'm like, if this is how they're gonna go, I probably shouldn't expect that much. So, I mean, would I watch this movie? I mean, I guess I would watch the third one. I just hope it's better. And I don't know what they would do. Like, how do you top Galaxy? Like, obviously, as a movie wise, it's not hard to top it. But just like as a title, like Mario Galaxy sounds, you know, like a big movie. So I wonder how they would be able to top it next, or what movie they're doing next. I think they might be doing Odyssey. I don't know. You know, I don't really play as much of the games. I'm not tapped in as much as I used to. But yeah, I can't wait to see Daisy and all those other characters and whatever they do next. Anyways, that is the end of the video. You guys let me know what you guys think about this movie. If you guys have watched it, and if you guys enjoyed my review, make sure you guys like and subscribe, because I will be doing a lot more reviews. I will be watching hopefully most movies that come out in 2026, especially the Marvel ones. You know, I want to be there day one. Also, if you just want to see yourself at the end of my videos, just subscribe and join these people. You know, I think most of them did the same thing, just to see themselves at the end of my video. Anyways, I gotta get off this costume. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.